Hi, hey, hello, it is Zuka0, and this will probably be the third of the trilogy of the Balboa versus Cetro beef, or Balboa and Cetro conversation, or even just Type Soul updates for the moment, considering that I'll just explain it later in the video. But we have a new video from Balboa, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. He and Setro had a conversation, which is what the entire video was about, and I thought one aspect of the DM stuck out a little well, and I thought it was something very interesting in my general opinion, and something that you would probably find very interesting. While talking, they were talking about players and why it hasn't been released yet, if the game's already done, and Setro says, I don't. That's why I said I will drop it whenever I want. It's not about getting the max amount of players or releasing at a good time. It's so the game can just come out and do well. If it was about money, the game would have been out by now. So he contradicts himself pretty heavily right here, because he says it's not about getting max players, but he wants it to do well when it comes out. So he should have released it already if it's done. And in the Balboa video, he has stated that the game is ready. All they're doing is waiting on the trailer, which is also a contradiction considering the fact that Setro himself said that they weren't going to wait for a trailer, they would just drop the game. And the next thing is, last video we talked about the testers talking about the game, Medic, and they said the game had no balancing, no nothing to help out. Most of the moveset has been gutted. Speed is the only thing worthwhile. And the testers have pretty much said that it's not working. The game is not up to standard or nothing. While Setro himself has says the game is ready, it can be dropped whenever it's, ready to come out. So my main problem is, if the game's already out, or I mean, if the game's already ready to come out, why hasn't it come out yet? If the game's not ready, why is Setro lying? And if it's in this in-between state, then Cetro should just be honest with us. If he wants a solid fan base, he needs to make sure that we understand why it's not out yet. Instead of going around and pretty much saying, it's done, but I'm going to release it when I feel like it, because that's how you lose your fans. Because we want the game to come out, and we want to play the game, because it's something solid, because of how the game is. Don't hate the artist type of way. A lot of people play the game like that. And as unbiased as I'm going to say this, I just really do think that it's a waste of time, and they're wasting my time and everybody else's who wants to play it, considering the fact they're waiting months. They said that it was going to be released July. It's already halfway through the month. They're probably going to release it the last couple of days before the next month. They're going to release it probably August. Because the trailer is set to probably release from, this is from what a tester said, from I believe July 20th to July 24th. So the game could come from July 25th all the way to July 30th, or even August 1st, August 2nd. We don't know fully, because Cetro has decided not to give us anything to fully work with. Now, I'm not saying this to go against Cetro or nothing of the sort. I just think that when it comes down to it, we need to know, and we need to have the transparency that a developer will have with its actual players. If you can't be straight with your players, and you can't tell us why the game is backed up, and why we haven't had any updates, and why we're not able to actually access the game of said month, then we would like to know why it's taking so long. Because he has stated in the announcements, and the sneaks, and the updates that the game is pretty much done and they're waiting for one person. That one person did finish their job. So what is waiting? Why are we waiting so long? We don't have an actual reason he's waiting anymore. It's more like he is gatekeeping it for whatever reason he feels. And that it's completely crazy to me that this is how a developer who has a game with over millions of visits, who makes a ton of money from this, has decided to go about it, considering the fact that we, the player, are what's funding the game. We, the player, are what is making the game popular, and we, the player, are what keeps the game afloat. If we all stopped playing it, the game wouldn't even be a thing anymore. I don't see the point of pretty much keeping it behind a locked door when you need the game to succeed. this is the 4th time it's gone down, and instead of releasing it around this time, they're probably waiting until the end of the month. Look, I don't know. It sounds more like a rant when I'm talking about this, because it's just like it's not fair to the players, and I genuinely don't think that this is something that's worth going through. And I couldn't really care about Type Soul. I play the game, don't get me wrong, and I progress pretty well in the game, but I don't see the point to just be all stuck over this. But let me know what you thought in the comments. I've been Zuka0. If you would consider liking and subscribing, that would be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, that is literally all I have for you. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. And that will be all.